he's playing a video game. I just want to know if he's winning.
I'm with it. He's not. He's just upgraded. He's become an influencer. Have you leveled up to influencer?
He's cold calling. He's cold calling to the sellers and buyers.
He dyed his hair blue like all the other cool influencers, and he's wearing the hat so nobody knows. All right, let's mute those mics. We're getting started in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to Facebook. Hitting the record button. We're going live on TikTok. We're on Instagram. Welcome back, Alchemist. This is Wealth Principle 46. 46 weeks ago, we started running the Wealth Principles. Now, there's 52 in all, and during this 52-week to wealth journey, our goal is to build more wealth, get more income, as well as get more free time back. Hands in the camera if you'd like to get more income and more free time. We're on the same page. There's over 28 people on this call right now who all agree it's about getting more money and more time, which means we know something that other people don't know. The harder you work for money, the harder it runs away. The more you attract money, the more you speak to people who have money and ask them for that set of funding, the more you're going to have. It is about communication. It is about relationships. It has absolutely nothing to do with hard work. I've seen so many videos, so many gurus, especially the people who have big, massive corporations saying, you got to grind, you got to work hard. That's the only way to get rich. Truth is, you've got to have a couple conversations with people who grind, work hard, and are smarter than you. And if you can do that really well, they're going to go outgrind you. They're going to go outsmart you, and they're going to go work harder than you. Hence, if you understand, other people can do more than what you're doing by yourself. And if I have to explain it one more time, I'll tell you, Elon Musk has 100,000 employees, 100,000 of the smartest, hardest working, most ambitious people on the planet, which means he's getting 100,000 years of efficiency created every single year that he's alive. Hence, if you understand the difference between Elon Musk and you. He's a multi-billionaire, and right now you're aiming to get to that million or that pentamillion or that decamillion. So the way we do that is Wealth Principle 46. We simplify our business. We simplify our life. And I'm going to share my screen really quick. I'm going to show you why simplification is the play after we get off Facebook. So Millionaire Wealth Principle 46 is simplify your business. Who you recognize is what's on the screen right now. This is the ESBI from Rich Dad, Poor Dad, the cash flow quadrant. Hands care if you've ever done this before, looked at where you're at. Most people sit over here on the E side, right? If you're looking at, ESBI, like they train you in school to be an employee. They train you in school to sit on the E side of that. And I'm going to on the next slide, and for everybody on TikTok and Instagram, I'm showing the ESBI chart from Cash Flow Quadrant. You can go Google it. The employee is what they train you for school. Remember your parents when you were going, like you started going to school, they were like, hey, you know what? You got to grow up. You've got to go to school, and you've got to get type it in the chat if you know what I'm thinking. You got to go to school, you got to grow up, and you got to get a job. You got to get a job, right? There it is. Give 3 round of applause. First, drop it in the chat. So once you get a job, that's basically an employee. Now, they never tell you you should go get your own business and kind of build your own thing. But after working a job, you'll find somebody who comes across your life and is just like on vacation all the time. They're enjoying themselves. Hands can't have seen those pricks. Those people are just like living life to the fullest. And like at some point, you're like, you cross paths on accident. And you're like, what the fuck do you do? How do you make all this money? How do you have all this free time? And they tell you, I'm a business owner. I'm self-employed. Who's heard this, had this conversation? Who's been the person giving it back? Who's been like, I'm a business owner? But you truly weren't a business owner at the time. You were self-employed. Who here knows that if you're still in the business, if you're a cog in the wheel, you're a part of the machine, you are self-employed. You're not actually a business owner. Who's been there too? Thought they were a business owner and then realized like, nope, whoops, still working, still kind of grinding. We've all been there. We know what that looks like. Now, passive income means that you could own a business, or it could mean that you're an investor. And now these two are where everybody wants to go. Hands care if you want to be a B or an I, a business owner or an investor. I agree. That the E and the S side means you got to continue working. That's trading dollars for hours. You got to continue working. Now, this wealth principle, simplify your business, simplify your life, means the first step to it is what you learn, right? What you learn is what you earn. So I want to simplify the things that you should be learning. who here knows there's a lot of stuff you can educate yourself on. There's a lot of things out there. Hands camera, if you know, there's a lot of things you can get educated on. And if you try to learn everything, you're going to be very, very smart and very, very poor, because a lot of these educations cost money. College costs a lot of money, right? Coaches cost a lot of money. Academies cost a lot of money. Universities cost a lot of money. Mentors cost a lot of money. So, it also takes time. Like we still have not figured out that shit in the Matrix where they plug you in and you're like, I know karate. Right. By the way, hands Karen, if you know anybody, just make the solemn swear. If you do ever find that machine, I'm interested. There's a lot of things I want to learn. I don't want to spend the time learning them. Then there's books. Books take time. So if we want to get to the next level, then we have to simplify how we learn, and we have to simplify what we learn. There's only one thing that you must learn. There's only one truth that you must understand that is greater than all the other truths. It's on the screen right now. And you can follow the same path that everybody else follows. You can go through, you have a job, you own a system that works for you, or money that works for you. Now, if you're going to learn one thing, this right here is the one to learn. If you're going to learn one thing, if you're going to learn one structure, it's this one. Because if you understand business systems that work for you, then you can understand investing money that works for you. Because it's instead of employees, it's just dollars. It's a very subtle shift. Too many people are clever. They're too clever for their own good. They come, they try to learn investing when they have no money. Hands okay if you try to learn investing with no money to invest. Yeah, it's crazy. It's insane. I got no money, but I'm going to go learn investing. That sounds like insanity, but that's what we do. We simplify all of the, like, okay, if I can learn one thing, I'm not going to learn employee. I'm not going to learn self-employed. I'm not going to learn business owner. I'm going to go learn investing. But then we have no capital. The secret to getting capital is business, because business truly at the end of it is sales. Who's noticed this? Like, who's been in business long enough to know that this is the case, right? It is absolutely a sales game. So if you learn business, by proxy, you learn investing. You learn business, automatically investing is discovered. So my suggestion today is we're going to talk about wealth building through a business lens, and through the rest of next year. And I'm a real estate investor. Hands care if you're a real estate investor, right? Real estate investors. Excellent. Excellent. I also own businesses, and I love my businesses because the businesses cash flow just like real estate. Real estate is one of the businesses. You know, we count 11, but business number one is real estate. South Coast Capital back in the game. Those are our original first businesses. Hence, camera, if you're okay with other investments, other businesses, if they cash flow more, you're fine with it. Like, more, it's about cash flow, right? We're cash flow investors. We don't invest in an asset class. We invest in cash flow. We invest in passive income. That's what business owners do. They invest in things that bring in money. Investors will sometimes speculate. Investors will use appreciation as a way to build wealth, which I'm totally fine with. We've done that as well because it cash flowed. So let's shift on to the next component here. Actually, who here has a complex life? Before I go forward, who has a pretty busy life? Feels like there's a lot going on. Like there's just a lot of commitments. There's a lot of things. How about who's got some of those things that are like under 4 feet tall? Like a lot of like kids who's seen those, knows what they look like. I've had a few of them. Yep. Has been one. Hands if you've been one, you know, you take a lot of time. So these kids, they take a lot of time, right? And family takes a lot of time. Then you got a spouse who's got somebody they care about deeply that, you know, if they were in the room, they'd be like, you better raise your damn hand. That's right. You care about me. All right. So those people take a lot of time too, right? And we also enjoy some of that time. Who's got hobbies? Hobbies, things you want to spend your time on? Absolutely. Who's got a business, owns a business or investments that you got to spend some time on? Excellent. Cash flow. So those things take time, but most people are going about it the wrong way. All of us, myself included, are going about it in a way that's more aggressive, more time consuming than necessary. Who here's noticed at some point in your life, you found a tool or a strategy or a system that made whatever you were doing previously faster? Has anybody found things in life that make things faster? All of us. We've all noticed at some point. And then that thought that you have in your head instantly is, oh my God, I wish I knew about this sooner. Oh, I should have done this sooner. Oh my God, if I'd known this, if I understood this, if I was working on this sooner, faster, my life would have been better. So today we're going to talk about simplifying. Today we're going to actually go back, because this is the end of the year. We're getting towards that point in the 52 weeks to wealth, right? Wealth Principle 46 is only 52. There's only a few left. So we're getting to that point where we got to put in the finishing touches. I've built assets with you all year long. 45 wealth principles, 45 weeks of building assets. And now it's time to remove some of the stuff that you built throughout the year because you've now identified it as excess. It's kind of like 80-20 in your business, except we're not 80-20ing and removing and adding. We're simply removing to gain more time back. Hence, Cam, if you have an understanding what we're doing today. We're simply removing to both get time back and get money back so that we can apply it into the next wealth principles, which is, investing. We're going to move forward with investing. So 4 steps to wealth creation. Before we dive into what we're doing, 4 steps to wealth creation, very important understanding. Step 1, generate income. Step 2, save money, save that excess money. Step 3, invest that money into assets that go up in value and pay more, that generate more income. And then step 4 is simplify your life or live on less. Simplify your life or live on less. There's a saying that wealth is perceived, right? A rich man is a man who gets to spend all his time with his family doing the things that he loves. I've heard people referred to as wealthy when they were only making $30,000, $40,000 a year because they had all of their time. I've heard people referred to as poor because even though they're earning $250,000 a year, but they all their time, they were on the phones, they were driving calls, they were doing all this crazy stuff. In fact, I know a multimillionaire who many have referred to as emotionally poor or lifestyle wise poor, even though the guy's pulling in $2 million a year, because every day from 7 o'clock in the morning till 9 o'clock at night, he's grinding, he's out of his house, he's on the phone, on speaking, talking, doing his thing. Hence, Karen, if you can relate to this imbalance, this like a gross imbalance, what we've found is that you can have a life of your own design. And so in order to simplify it, you've got to look at the things that actually bring you in the most amount of income that don't involve you. And you've got to increase more of those assets. Who here already knows this math? Increase assets, right? Increase assets to pay you, right? Simple enough. Now, the things that don't pay you, that's what we're going to look at. Simplify. These are expenses. Who here has expenses in their business? Who's spending money on things and they receive something in return? I want you to go back and look at your expenses. I guarantee you, you go back and look at your expenses. Something on there isn't working for you anymore. You just don't know it yet. There's always something in your expenses that's a waste of money. There's always something in your expenses that is a loss of ROI, a loss of money. I guarantee, I know it. I absolutely know it right now in your business. There's something, a sieve just pulling money out of your business. Darina, can you mute whoever's mic is making that noise? And so how do we find it? We go and first look at the things that are providing that return, kind of 80-20-ish. But more importantly, look at the things that take time or take money that you just can't even associate a reward to. Some of these are usually marketing expenses. Who here has ever had a marketing expense that they spent and like just never saw the return on? You got to evaluate those. You can't just spend money on marketing and think, okay, I'm marketing, it must be working. You've got to track your marketing. You've got to evaluate your marketing. You got to really go into the details and see how many impressions did I get? How many people looked? How many conversions did I get? How many people had a conversation with me? How many numbers did I get? Did I get numbers? If I got no contacts, spend money on marketing, I got no contacts. You've been wasting money on marketing. Who here has wasted money on marketing already? Yes. All right. So that's marketing. What about your utilities? Go look at your utilities. We had Ron and I just one day found that we had a $300 electric bill on a vacant unit. And we're like, what the hell is going on? We go in there, the unit's at 110 degrees. Well, it wasn't 110 degrees, but it was like, that was the dial was set to 110. And there was only one radiator on. So this little electric radiator is cooking the entire unit. And it was a vacant unit. And it was like that for months. So we just didn't know. But we were looking at our expenses and we were able to catch it. Because this is a unit that occasionally runs vacant. It's just a little storefront that we have. But if we didn't, we never check it out. We never go down there. We just wait for a tenant to come in. So look at our expenses. We found it. Yesterday, I found one for an AI that I use for blogging. And I found an expense on an AI that I use for blogging that I didn't expect. I paid for the whole year when I thought I paid for a month. Hence, can't if you've ever done that before. Got me with that $600 charge. Sons of bitches. But that's a simple negotiation. The reason we pay monthly instead of annual all at once is because it makes our cash flow look better. right? Monthly cash flow looks better when you have monthly payments than if you have these months with just big chunks come out of the account. Remember, we had ClickFunnels for years, and we'd annual payment $3,000, $3,600. There it goes, bam. That's like shit. Like cash flow dropped significantly during that month. Go look, simplify less. We just recently, I think we cut ClickFunnels. Did we, Ron? Did we finally cut it out? Is it gone? We finally cut ClickFunnels, right? So now everything is an Alchemist Connect. Now we had dozens of funnels built in ClickFunnels. We went back to our ClickFunnels and said, how many of these landing pages do we actually use? And we reviewed it. And it turns out we don't use all of them. We use I Build Millionaires, right? Hence, if you use I Build Millionaires just to log into this call, right? 52 weeks to wealth, bam, I Build Millionaires, simple enough. So we use that landing page. We just reinstalled Work with Investors. So you go to workwithinvestors.com, check that one out. That's our landing page for real estate investors. And the next one coming out is Be the Bank. Beyond that, no funnels. Oh, names on deeds. I guess, names on deeds. I don't even think I'm going to funnel it. I think that's just going to be a Zoom link. 3 funnels, each one different entry point, 3 avatars, right? Be the Banks for my passive investors. Work with Investors is for my real estate agents, investor-friendly agents that I train so that they can become real estate investors themselves. And then 52 Weeks to Wealth is for my investors, for my community, for like the people who I just want to see level up, for the millionaire builders. So this, like 3 funnels, 3 avatars, but they all those landing pages lead to the same exact funnel. Alchemist Nation. That's it. The Recession Proof Challenge, Alchemist Nation, mentorship, like it's just one funnel. So I have 3 different entry points. And I realized I was wasting time. Who here has wasted time on digital marketing? Anybody waste time on digital marketing? A bunch of funnels, bunch of stuff. Excellent. All right. Other expenses. Right now, I guarantee you do something between the hours of 6 o'clock and 2 o'clock in the morning that is super inefficient. Super inefficient. There's something you do. I know there is. That you do between 6 o'clock and 2 o'clock in the morning that is super inefficient. I don't know what it is. I'm not in your house like a fly on the wall, but I know there's something that you're doing that is complicated. You go home and you start talking about things that don't add value to your life. You start talking about things that frustrated you. Who here dumps on their family, shares the things that annoyed them throughout the day? Is anybody? Yeah. This happened. Thank you, Todd. You're the only one who doesn't. So yeah, and this annoyed me, and this annoyed me, and this annoyed me. Actually, I know there's a couple of you on here that don't do this. That makes your life complicated. The more you complain about the things that you don't want in your life, the more you have those things anyway. But the more you complain to things you don't want in your life, and to your friends and your family and at your house, like your team, the more they also create those for you, because it's what you're talking about. You want to simplify your life and have less problems? Talk less about your problems. Just go solve them. Just go do it. Take the action. Ask how to get what you want. Don't ask how to get away from what you don't want. Simplify your life by focusing only on the positive. Yes. Will there be negative in life? Yeah, no shit. Of course. Bad things are going to happen. Guaranteed. I can guarantee that too. I guarantee you, 1, you're wasting time in your afternoon. And 2, I can guarantee you bad things are coming. But regardless of whether they come, what's going to be better to move you forward? A positive state of mind or a negative state of mind? Complaining about them or doing something about them? Simplify your life. There's no time to waste on negativity. There's no time to waste on shit that is, what if this happens? What if this happens? Dude, fucking deal with it, right? If that happens, like, deal with it, right? If that, like, right now we're investing $2 million into a deal. We're lining it up. It's about 3 months out, 4 months out. We're going to take $2 million. We're going to roll it into something. And we evaluated, well, what if worst comes to worst? Like, what if we lost absolutely everything? And I'm thinking, why are we even having this conversation? Like, if we lost everything, then everything's gone and you go and you make more. Like, that's the play. Like, if everything's gone, then you go and you build again, like shit. And what could we do to protect it? That I like that conversation. What can we do to protect it? What can we hedge against? So how would we diversify this? How do we protect our investment? Hence, care if you understand the difference between negativity and positive thinking. Right? It's proaction. It's just doing things. It's preparing yourself. So simplify your life. Simplify your life in the sense that get rid of your expenses that are not working for you. Ron and I just cut $28,000 a month out of our expenses. We reviewed our entire company. Don't worry, we're still spending almost $18,000 a month. $18,000 a month on just Alchemist Nation, just the training company. But we were at a point where we're spending almost $40,000 a month earlier in the year. Hence, if you understand, that's a lot of money, right? So We've now got it down to 18,000 a month. Who here has anybody noticed any difference? Still showing up to the 52 weeks, still got working with investors, Alchemist Nation, the website's still up and running. We had a big team of developers on the back end that we just no longer were using. They built the product was built, and now there was no more places to go. And so that was a big cost. We had a big marketing team that was inefficient, ineffective. Like the money was going out, but the return wasn't coming through. We didn't have the members coming through from that source of marketing. So we had to shift, we had to pivot. And unless you evaluate, you don't know. Guaranteed there's something out there. So your goal this weekend is to go and cut expenses. Now, the reason I say this, you do not simplify often. I want you to only simplify one time a year. Simplify just a little bit, because when you're simplifying, that might as well be like being super negative in your business. It's like, oh, okay, let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. Before you know it, you got no business. You got all this stuff out. You got nothing left. So you got to be very careful with how long you do this. I only want you simplifying this week. Maximum this week. I'd rather you just do it today. Tomorrow's Christmas. Christmas with the family. Maybe tonight with the family, right? Christmas Eve. I just realized like it's a holiday. But maybe Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, start simplifying your business. Go through all your expenses. Look, tax time is right around the corner. We're about to go and we're going to talk to our attorneys, our accountants, and do our taxes. Now's the time to get it all together, right? Get it all lined up. Cut out expenses. Look at your expenses from last month, the month before, the month before. The reason I say do this for a short period of time is because too many people spend their entire lives simplifying. Too many people say, well, I want a new car. You know what I'll do? I'll start saving. I'll cut back on a couple of things. I'll cut my gym membership so I can buy a new car. You cut your gym membership, you might not be around to drive the new car. All right, some of you already know, like you've had those moments where you're like, I got a belly going. I'm not in the shape I want to be in, right? For me, I want to be a little top heavy, right? I want a little bicep heavy. Hands to camera if you know you got a shape in your mind for your body that you want, right? Don't cut out the gym. Don't simplify your life so much that you've now put a timeline on your lifespan, right? There are certain things you can cut out. Like Roger Andrews right now, he's on the treadmill while listening to this. Talk about efficiency. Right? Talk about like, hey, I'm getting something done here. I'm walking and learning. So things you can simplify your life. No more arguments. You're no longer allowed to argue. If there's somebody stupid in your life, remove them. That's simple. You're not allowed to argue anymore. If you feel like the person that you're arguing with the most is just not getting it, either they're right and you're the stupid one, or you're right and they're the dumb one. Hands to the camera if you're understanding this. This is how arguments work, right? Either way, one of you should just be like, let me listen to you and let me bring you along to the other side. If neither of you has the capacity to understand each other, listen to each other, and bring them along to the other side, then the conversation should end. There are 8 billion people on the planet. You're not going to have a problem finding someone new. If that person is your spouse, next question. If that person is your spouse, pull your head out of your ass and have a nicer conversation with them. The person you committed your entire life to. Hands to camera if you understand. Like, you got to work with it, right? Go to therapy. And I don't mean with them. I mean for your damn self. Like, why did you choose this person? 2, like, what is it about your ego that's stopping you from being able to have a good conversation with your spouse? Hands can't if you understand. That's simple. We're simplifying our lives right now. Right? Simplify. No more fights, no more arguments, no more stress level in your house. It is not their fault. It is your fault because you're the one listening to this call right now. You're the one listening to this podcast. If it wasn't for you, you wouldn't know. Does that make sense? Also, you're the one in charge, right? It's your mindset. It's your job to listen if listening is necessary. It's your job to communicate better if communicating better is necessary. But simplify your life. No more arguments, no more fights. Get on the same page with people or get them out of your life, or move on, or give up on your dreams. Give up on your goals. Who here knows it's worth it to get on the same page with people, right? Your goals are worth it. Yeah, are they? I hope so, right? I hope so. We'll see. It's not going to be easy, right? I'm on a mission to build 100 millionaires who are inspired to build 100 millionaires. That means I got to suck it up sometimes. I mean, sometimes I got to sit there and listen to opinions I don't agree with. Sometimes I got to sit there and just be like, all right, like, let me listen to this person's side. Let me see what they're thinking, because I don't want an argument, because an argument will be a waste of my time and their time. And we're running out of time. Simplify your life, because life is short. We're not like parrots here. We don't live to be 150 years old. We're not turtles. We don't live to be, 175 years old. We're human freaking beings. The average lifespan in America is 72 years old, 79 years old. So if you look at it as men, like we live a little less time than the women. I know Mike and his family gets to live to be 150 years old. And I know for me, because I'm genetically enhanced, I want to live to be 150 as well. There's like, we have a little bit more time than the rest of you. But think about it. Life's short. Every day, 24 hours, your ass is sleeping 8 of them, maybe 6. You sleep, but I assure you, if you're trying to sleep 6 hours and live off of 5-6 hours, it's going to catch up to you anyway, right? You got to get more efficient with your time. Simplify your life by cutting out expenses. Like, look at it. Ask, will I use this 5 years from now? Will I be using this thing 5 years? Will I use this thing a year from now? Well, I had one person tell me, if I won't use it in 6 months, I get rid of it. I explained to him, I grew up in New England. That doesn't work for us, right? Sometimes we do need things in the winter that we didn't need in the summer. And so 6 months doesn't always work. But here in Florida, that 6-month rule actually kind of works because shit, if I'm not using it, I'm not using it. And Scam, if you understand, if you don't use it in 6 months, you don't use it in a year, get rid of it. It's a waste of your time. Simplify your life. Things on your desk are distractions or they're motivations. If your desk is full of stuff that doesn't make you money, doesn't make you happy, doesn't fill you with energy, then your desk is full of distractions that are taking you away from your main goal, your main focus. There's only one thing that pays you. That is conversations with other human beings. There's only one thing that pays you. It's conversations with the right human beings. If you're talking to the wrong human beings, then you're complicating your life for no reason. Simplify your life. There are a lot of people who don't have money. There are a lot of people who don't want your product. There are a lot of people who don't want to invest with you. There are a lot of people who don't have deals for you. There's a lot of people who are just wasting your time. Simplify your life. How long does it take to figure that out? Well, you got to talk to them for 6 weeks to figure out, oh my God, this person's not a wholesaler. They're never going to wholesale me a deal. Or you got to take a month or a year of knowing a person before you realize, oh my God, this person has no money, has no desire to have money, has no desire to ever invest money with me or my investments. They like me. They want to hang around me, but they got no desire to ever do a thing with me. Like, why are you taking so long to figure this shit out? Why are you allowing them to sit in your mind? You're only allowed 150 conversations, like real, genuine relationships. Dunbar's number says you have 150 real relationships in your life. All the other people are like, I don't know, you forget their name often. Hence, camera if you've forgotten people's names. Yeah, that's because you only got 150 spaces in here. There's only about 150 you can hold before you forget. And so if you've got 150 and you're wasting them on, or like Warren Buffett says, suffering fools, right? He says he's too rich to suffer fools. He's too rich or too old to suffer fools. So if you're wasting time with people who don't want to invest with you, don't want to move forward, don't want to grow your business, don't want to get you to that next level, it's time to simplify your life, to clean up house. Here's my rule for meeting people. Text first. I have a conversation with, write this down. I should have actually put this on the PowerPoint. Text first. Text, or do we have something in line? I get texts all the time. This is the text I hate the most. Text I hate the most. Do not ever text me this. Ready? Hello. Fuck you immediately. If you text me hello, I am not responding. Like, that's immediately no. I don't give a shit about you either. Like, hello is your own insecurity around having the conversation. Hands can if you understand. I'm not interested in insecure people. Yes, excellent. Now I understand there's insecurity out there. Watch my videos. That's what that's for. But hello is the worst text you could ever send a highly successful, busy entrepreneur. Hello means jack shit. It means nothing, right? You can send me, hey, wishing you the best. I think you're great. You're awesome. And that's like a step up over hello. I'm going to read it and be like, thank you. I know. I appreciate it. But that's about it. That ends the conversation. Nothing of value to you. Hands care if you understand. If you're contacting somebody who's seeking value, seeking to deliver value, seeking value. All right. So simplify your life. Stop with the bullshit. Right. And here's one. Pretty girls on the call. Pretty girls, fathers of pretty girls, husbands of pretty girls, brothers of pretty girls. They get this one distraction I hear about all the time on Facebook. Oh, this guy's messaging me again. Ask him to pay you. Right? What is the problem? Like, this guy's messaging you, be like, yo, send me $100 grand. We can have a conversation. You'll never have the issue again. Hands can if you understand, right? 100 grand, put it in my bank. If you're not investing 100 grand by Friday, look, the investment ends on Friday, then we're not going to talk, right? It's very simple. So qualifying questions. As soon as somebody messages me, first thing I ask, what's your deal in real estate? Right? What's your thing in real estate? What do you do in real estate? And if they come back, oh, nothing, I'm like, I know I don't have to read it. There's no responses for me. We're done. The conversation's over. There's nothing else to talk about. We're getting this, right? Do you invest in real estate? No, but I'm interested. Cool. What part of real estate are you most interested in? Oh, I want to be a wholesaler. Cool. Here's Alchemist Station Wholesaling Bootcamp. Go to it. No, how do I find deals? Here's Alchemist Station Real Estate Bootcamp. Go to it. I'm done. The conversation is over. If you're trying to wholesale real estate, I built an online course so we don't have to have this conversation, right? We can go deeper. I can just be like, yo, here's my book. Get the deal. Go read it. There's no reason for me to have a conversation beyond that point. If you're looking to find off-market deals, like it's documented. Hence, if you could document some things in your life as well, yeah, document it or leverage some of the stuff I've already built. I know some of the coaches and mentors. It's like, I don't want to teach that, but you're teaching it anyway. Send somebody along to something you recorded. Send somebody along to something somebody else recorded. I send people to Tony Robbins all the time. I'm like, yo, 6 human basic needs. Well, what are they? Go Google Tony Robbins 6 human basic needs. You'll find it, right? Hands can't forget it. Allow people to be successful, right? Allow them, give them a chance, give them an opportunity, but don't take all the weight on yourself. Simplify your life. Less is more. Less truly is more. Now, there's a point where you're not talking to anybody. It's time to talk to some people, right? This conversation, I'm only saying for the people who have too many people contacting you, too many people messaging you, too many people calling you. My phone doesn't stop all day. I've never changed my numbers. It's the same number since I was like 16 years old. That's 20 years ago, by the way. And that phone number has stayed. People call me all the time. My voicemail says, do not leave a voicemail because I won't ever check it. And I'm dead serious. I will not check my voicemail. Government could call me with some important thing and like, they better send a fucking email or I'm not going to know about it. I don't know that the government has an issue with me until they send me a letter in the mail, in the snail mail, that I didn't pay something or that like they're auditing my taxes or something like that. And so if you understand, the voicemail takes time. I'm going to sit there and listen to 50 voicemails that are 5 minutes long because they got to apologize that they didn't call me sooner. Or that I can't believe this or that. Like, no, I don't have the 5 times 5 minutes to listen to voicemails every single week. Dude, I just did the math, 250 minutes. Hard pass. Can't if you understand. Your business is the same way. Scale your business. Voicemail? No, send me a text. All right, send me a text, send me an email. Voicemail is a horrendous waste of time. It's a horrendous inefficiency. Now, if you're a real estate agent, and you're counterproductive advice here, you're stuck answering the phone. You're kind of stuck, like picking up the phone. Because remember, what I showed you earlier, the E, the S, the B, the I, you're an S, which is essentially just a glorified employee. Now, if you're a real estate agent and you don't own your team and you don't own the systems, you don't have a virtual assistant or a tech, TC, you don't have a transaction coordinator, like you're kind of stuck. So simplify your business. I don't know if I have to go any deeper into this other than the things that you do every day will create the person that you are. If you are every day thinking about stressful things, worried about money, if you're worried about time, then yeah, don't worry, Mike, it's coming up. I'm about to slide into the next part. But if you are concerned about making money, then you will not make money. So focus on things that make money, thinking about money, assuming money, asking conversations with people who have money, acquiring, attracting, believing, spending time in meditation, high good vibrations. More time spent in good vibration, more money comes into your life. Sounds hokey. I don't give a shit. I'm rich. That's what worked. And so if you understand, it is good vibrations. It is good positivity. Is being around good people, abundance mindset. Givers spend time with givers, they get rich. Givers spend time with takers, they get poor. I don't care if you're a nice person, right? That's not going to get you rich. Right? Who here said, oh, I'm a nice person, right? We've all said it, right? Doesn't mean anything. Nice people don't get rich. Good people who work with good people get rich. That's the secret. Givers who work with givers build each other up, both win. Givers who work with matchers end up staying right where they're at. Who here's ever met somebody who stayed right where they're at their entire life, comfort zone stuff? Yeah, that's because they surround themselves with matchers, right? Matchers are not going anywhere. They take you to the same level you've been at. And takers, who's seen somebody drown before, drown financially, right? They spent some time with takers. That's all that happens, right? Like, suck it all out, like a vacuum. Who's married one of those? Kidding, not kidding. All right, so there are 2 functions to increase income. If you want to simplify your life, you got to follow these 2 functions. We've talked about this before. Function 1, increase the number of people you work with. Increase the number of people you work with. I know this sounds basic. I know this sounds like, oh, I've heard this before. Do it more often. I don't know how to tell you this in a more efficient way other than do that more. Increase the amount of people you talk with. I don't care how rich you are. You could be richer if you're talking to more people. Plain and simple. Now, number 2, increase the quality of the people you're talking with and the price of your product and service. Increase the quality of the people you're talking with, and you can increase the quality of the price of your product and service. Step 1, increase people. Step 2, increase quality of people and the price and product of your service. That's if you understand the 2 steps to increasing wealth. I don't want to simplify it too much because then you might not show up next week for Wealth Principle 47. But Wealth Principle 47 is, you go to 52 Weeks of Wealth, it's right here, the law of hyper-focus. So this week is about simplification. You must do it this week. Because if you don't do it this week, you won't be able to attack hyper-focus next week. Does that make sense? You must simplify because hyper-focus takes a lot of freaking energy. This is another way to say this is becoming obsessed. When you hyper-focus, you get deep into the right thing. So we want to make sure you're focused on the right thing. Before we shift into the questions and answer section and the shares, we got to talk about the book of the week. Every week, we talk about one book. This is the book of the week that emphasizes and embodies this wealth principle. There's 52 weeks in a year, and so we've got 52 books in a year. Read a book a week because it gives us a 52-to-1 advantage because the average person only reads one book, and the average person only reads about half of that book. They never finish the book. So if you read a book a year, if you take action, by the way, if you take action on the book, that makes you instantly the kind of person who'll be successful. But if you read a book a week, you become a 52-to-1 advantage, like CEO level stuff. CEOs read 50 to 60 books a year. Hands can if you can handle being the CEO of your business. Hands can if you know you are the CEO of your life, whether your business is going down, sideways, or up. It's all your fault anyway. It's on you. The only blame I'll take is whether or not I came up with the right PowerPoints today to entertain you and keep you focused on taking the right actions. Michael Shine, without further ado, what is the book of the week? Mike Shine, if you don't know him, he is the holistic attorney. He is the closer. He is the keeper of the books. Mike Shine, you're up.
Yay! Merry Christmas, everybody. Woo! Book of the week is The 12-Week Year by Brian P. Moran and Michael Lennington. Boy, I can't remember how I found this book, but I will take credit that I brought it to Alchemist Nation. There's not a lot of the books in the 52, but when I found this book, it was like such an eye-opener because as you all know, if you ever go to the gym on January 10th, there's a lot of people at the gym, but by March, they're all gone. They all disappeared. And what happens is Brian Moran noticed that he was working in the insurance business, consulting to huge insurance companies. And of course, these big companies have goals and and the goals are set out for a year. But what would happen is momentum would be lost by March, April, or May. And then suddenly in November, the salespeople would say, shit, sorry, swear jar. Anyways, they say, I better get going. So you'd see them crushing it in November and December. So he came up with this idea that you should, instead of 12 months, you should put your goals into 12 weeks and think what happens, because that 12 weeks is just a quarter of a year, but every day becomes super, super valuable. And when I read this book, I actually put it into action and it's so cool. Put a goal. Like January 1st is right around the corner. Put a goal, whatever that goal is, for March 31st, okay? And then back it out all the way to what you need to do in the next 3 months, then the next month, then the next week, and the next day. And you'll notice that there's action items for every single day. And wouldn't it be amazing if you could crush your goal, a goal that you thought was going to take you a year and you just kind of said, oh, I'll get it done by the end of 2023. No, you're going to have that goal done by March 31st, 2023. How amazing is that? And this book is just such an eye opener. Yeah, it's just a great book. I love it. It's short book. Takes like 2 days to read, maybe. Has some fun stories in it. As you know, from all my book reviews, I love the fun stories. His stories are cool. And yeah, highly effective 12-week year, perfect timing, Walter, right before the new year. 12-week year. Amen. Merry Christmas.
Let's give Michael Shine the round of applause. He is the holistic attorney.
Woo!
Mike will also be doing my big closing coming up. Mike does all of our closings in the community. So let's thank Mike. Big round of applause for him. He's $4.5 million closing of real estate. Darina is my real estate agent. So
Thank you.
Darina,
Thank you. Hashtag
Darina's
blessed.
blessed. So very thankful for an amazing team. I have not had to deal with anything. Now I have gotten a lot of phone calls from people. Like a lot of people just like trying to call me, be like, "Hey, I want to put an offer in. Like, here's my realtor. Go ahead." They put the offer in. So I want to open up to questions, comments, shares. Simplify your business, simplify your life. And before we do that, I want to put a challenge out to everybody. Write this down right now. This is your challenge for today, you scaredy cats, people who are afraid of going live on your cell phone. I want you to go live on your cell phone today, immediately, on whatever channel is your channel. If it's TikTok, if it's Instagram, if it's Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever channel is your channel. I want you to go live, and I want you to share how you're simplifying your life. I want you to commit to something. What are you removing? What are you simplifying? Is it the people you talk to? Is it your desk? Is it your routine every day? Is it your gym workout? Is it your work schedule? Is it how you spend time with how you communicate with your spouse? Is that how you communicate with other people? I want you to declare to the world your form of simplification, whatever it is. Write it down on a piece of paper right now and make this is your homework. And by the way, the whole world will come to your aid. They will help you with this simplification if you do it. I want you to go on live and I want you to share your simplification. And if people are like, "Oh my God, that's evil," just tag me and say, "Walter told me to do it," right? Whatever. I am telling you to simplify your life, or whatever. I think I shared enough about it today where you have a clear understanding of what you're going to do in a moral, ethical, legal way. Hence, if you agree, it's moral, ethical, and legal, whatever you're doing. Excellent. In which case, this message will not self-destruct, but your business might if you don't take action on it. And I'm going to stop the recording now before anything else crazy gets happened. So Wealth Principle 47. Next week is the law of hyper focus. You go to ibuildmillionaires.com to register, and I'll see you next week. Now that we're off the recording, but we're still on Facebook, I want you to shout out when you go on your Facebook Live right after this. I want you to shout out to the world what you're going to be simplifying. And if it's a person, let them fucking know. Yeah, snip, like you're God. Like you're ready. Go ahead, Mike.
I just two things that I've simplified in my life was we watched The Minimalists on Netflix, which is all about decluttering and get rid of. We've had kids for a long time, so we had a house full of stuff. And you think it's just the stuff, but it really releases your energy, your lighter, everything. So The Minimalist, great movie. Get rid of a lot of the crap in your life, just like kids' toys that the kids aren't using, or things you have around the house that you're not using. If you have to move to a foreign country to make it happen, do that. That works. And then the other thing is, I know there are services, I don't know what they are, but look through all the subscriptions you have, because a lot of times we sign up for all sorts of subscriptions and they are just bleeding money and you're not even using the thing anymore. So that was huge for me. And then the final thing is that if you're here, you're in the right room, because Walter is like super, super efficient. And I just love the way that if something's not working, he cuts it, without hurting people, but he does a great job of that. And so that's awesome too. So yeah,
Let's give Mike Shine a round of applause. To the degree of your efficiency and the simplicity of your life is your happiness also. You can ask Darina, I will move a toothbrush I will fight over where a toothbrush goes because it's more efficient. It is about the speed and accuracy with which I can do a task so that I'm in and I'm out and move on to the next. I don't even think about what I'm going to wear today, right? Hands can if you had to think about what you were wearing today. You got to put something on, right? Yeah, not me, man. Same shit every day. Whoop, whatever's on top. And then Mitch, you go with some rap quote today. Don't you dare think you're getting off on simplify your life without a rap quote. There's no way. Go ahead, Stephen Bieber.
So I'd like to be a little bit more specific for everyone, since we're all on a goal to make a lot of money, not just some money, be multimillionaires. That's a short dream. The long dream is to be a billionaire.
Just minimum, right? Minimum investment is $1 million.
So let's make this a little bit more specific, and I'll show you the steps to do it. So you want to simplify, yes, but let's make it something that will get us further down the road of where we're going. So what are the 3 things that you want next year? You write those down. And then I'm going to use the FEP, fast, easy, profitable. Just go ahead and put FEP under each one of those. Which is the fastest, which is the easiest, which is the most profitable, 0 from 10, 0 being least, 10 being the most. Once you figure that out, then what are the 3 things that you can do that will achieve that by being more efficient? If you need to, if it's not a no-brainer, if you're like, oh shit, that's it, go ahead and FEP that again. And then you'll have something very concrete and you'll be, but also what you've done is now you have 2 more things that if after you get that efficient, you know that these 2 are going to help you, and you can repeat this process as many times as you want. I'm going to tell you what I did. I guess it was about a month ago. I used to be more efficient. I used to do my morning shows all at once. It took me about 30 minutes, sent it off to the producer, had a nice intro, nice exit, had the music, all that kind of stuff. But
Hold on, I gotta cut in, Mitch, before you go. What's the quote? You can't jump off without the quote.
Mitch,
Do you hear me?
Yeah, sorry, Steven. Mitch is jumping off to be
go
with
right ahead.
family.
You're funny, dude. What can I think of simplified? I don't know. We can go with Nas, right? With him talking about originality. What did he say? There's nothing new under the sun. It's not how you do it, it's how it's done. So simplify. Don't reinvent the wheel, right?
Let's give Mitch Chorsky, the Scaredy Cat Guide to investing in real estate and knowing what the heck Bitcoin is. Big round of applause. Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you.
Rapper
You all
of
have
the
a good Christmas and enjoy your holiday weekend.
Hi, Mitch.
right on.
Kitty
Be
cat
good,
guy.
Mike. Everybody stay warm. We're all visiting up north. It's freaking freezing up here, Mr.
Yes,
Bigglesworth.
scaredy cat, cold.
And then
Take
Steven,
care, guys.
as you're going through this, I'm realizing this is an actual training. I think, do you have this recorded, or would you record it and post this on Alchemist Nation?
I can do it again.
If we
Yeah,
ask
sure.
nicely.
Yeah, I've done this a couple of times. I can probably remember the process.
Let's give Steven a round of applause. If you have the video somewhere, then just drop it into Alchemist Nation. I know we've been doing that more and more, and I've seen Steven picking up. I've seen Larry Steinhaus picking up content out on the platform. I've seen Mitch Chorsky picking up content out there. So absolutely valuable. Go ahead, Andrea. I see the question. Unless the hand is just up because you like waving at us. All right. They will wait for her to unmute the mic.
Doug was actually in the room. He's leaving. but
Doug,
he's
where's
there.
Doug?
Skipped out, I think, already.
Damn
Yeah.
it.
Sorry, I
Alright.
wasn't waving at you. I was talking about the wind that was going through the room last night. It was so cold. And I thought about flipping around and put my feet in the wind, and my head in the middle of the room. But I have these cats that jump on the bed, and I was afraid they'd land on my face. So I was just telling my housemate about this. Sorry.
Awesome.
Simplify my life. Does anyone want 2 kittens? They're 4 months old. They're really healthy and happy and curious and energetic.
I am Dorita is all the cat I could ever want in my life. So I choose human beings over pets because at least one day they start speaking and doing work for you. So Andrea, I'm wishing you you've got a lot of patience to have cats in your house. Steven
Love
Bieber,
that
I know
answer.
cats. I understand all you cat owners, all you dog
I-
owners. I'm just saying
I didn't
it's a lot of
say
extra work. Larry Steinhaus, give us your take on simplify. What are some things that you've seen people be able to simplify?
When in doubt, throw it out. Absolutely. I've been living that for years. I open up the closet, I see a jacket I haven't worn, but like I look at it and I go, am I going to wear this again? And if I even think I won't, even if I just think I won't, it goes into the Goodwill bin or whatever, or anything else, get rid of it.
Yeah, I
Get
have,
rid of it.
we have 5 kids and we've been doing Christmas and Hanukkah for a long time. And if you have young kids or every year, like, I don't know when, maybe in January, I would highly recommend going through the stuff once a year and donating to, to people who may need a toy or whatever, because we ended up like having 15 to 20 years of stuff, and that is just
I know. I might have
a
to throw
drag.
this out.
Yeah.
Hey, whoa, whoa, whoa.
No
When am I going to
way.
wear that again?
You can wear it right now. It's an investment in yourself, man.
October 2023. Come on.
I just looked down and saw it on my desk, and after I said that, I thought that was hysterical.
That's your goal. You're gonna be up back on stage. Let's give Larry Steinhaus a round of
Oh,
applause.
no! My goal is to sponsor you, so make sure you reach out to me.
Let's get it.
Did you hear what I said?
Darina, Larry's ready to pay us money. So
Yeah. I pay you more money. Oh, by the way, Darina, put me in the VIP thing. That was a strategic mistake. Anybody know? Should I tell that story?
yeah,
VIP
absolutely,
thing?
brother.
Okay, so Galter comes up to me, and goes, "Hey, do you want to be a VIP next year?" I go, "No, I don't want to sit in the front. I want to sit in the back because these are where the people are that need the most help, right?" Which is for real. So I mean, for real, these are the people that I want to hang around with. The people that are not sitting in the front. I mean, the people that I not know. Most of the people in the front I know they are. So I said, no, I don't want to be a VIP. And then like 2 days later, I go home and go, wait a minute, I could still be a VIP and go to the VIP dinner and the VIP this and the VIP that, and still sit in the back. So that was just a strategic mistake. So I called Galter up a couple of days later. I said, yeah, actually, I do want to be a VIP. I forgot. But all you guys who are VIPs, you're sitting in the wrong place. Just so you know.
Says Larry Steinhaus. I mean, but like the VIPs are cool. Guys, you're VIP for reasons to hang out with me. I have fun. Let's give Larry a round of applause. If you sit in the front, it's for me. I enjoy seeing you.
All right, I'll sit in the front just for you next year. I got to run. I got a couple of guys just came in. I got to go coach them.
Awesome.
Have a great Christmas, everybody. I look forward to seeing you guys next week or next year or whatever. I don't know.
Hell yeah. Let's give Larry one more round of applause. And Steven, we're going to hold you accountable to the FEP thing. I know it's Christmas.
care,
I know you're going to spend time with your family. Later, brother.
I know I actually made a video. It's probably in my website somewhere, but I'll probably just make a new one for you guys. Be a little bit more specific. It's just a freaking. As soon as this is over, I'll turn on my Zoom. I'll do it, and then I'll upload it, and boom, there it is. So you guys should have it 30 minutes after this is over. Just go look in Alchemist Nation under me, and if
I'm
I can't
gonna
figure
go.
it out,
I'm gonna.
I know Darina and Galter. So
Steven, how about this? Facebook Live. I know you know how to Facebook Live. Facebook
Yep.
Live straight to Alchemist Nation's group on Facebook, and let the world have it. There's like 1,000 members on there too.
right on.
Steven Beaver for the win. Mike Shine and then Claudia. I'm pulling on you anyway. Like, you got to say something. And Darina, you got to say something.
I got to make sure we get in. Let's all give a big round of applause to Walter and Darina and Ron. They run this thing. They crush it. And it's awesome to be here every week. And it's the end of the year. So Merry Christmas and wishing them all a Happy New Year, and just blessed to be friends with all three of you. And great job, Walter. A year's worth of wealth principles. Yay.
Thank you, Mike. Yeah, 24 millionaires built at the summit this year. And we're aiming for more this year in 2023. 2023 is a grind, baby. I see you nodding your heads. I see you like rocking, you ready to go. I keep getting the text messages. I keep getting people telling me, yo, I'm going to be one of the millionaires this year. I'm like, I know. Because this year we pulled out all the stops, right? We're really putting in the effort. We've got the programs. We've got the mindset. We've got more millionaires who are donating their time dedicated to teaching people, sharing. We've got the mastery program is running right now. So we're doing a lot of your marketing. We're doing a lot of your sales. We're doing a lot of, the conversations for structuring your businesses and your events. We're shifting. A lot of people are doing events, which is just pulling in, the right clients. So I'm feeling pretty confident about 2023. Now we're building a lot of millionaires this year. I got realtors, right? Realtors are the greatest millionaire builders, right? What do? They find deals. They teach you how to buy deals. They teach you how to get the money. My first realtor brought my money, brought my deals. He did everything. Like all I did was like show up for the closing. Like he did it all. So I look back at him and I'm like, man, no wonder I got rich. It's because this guy literally did all the work. Like he just went out and he found me deals. He was like, oh, here's your lender. Like he taught me how to do things. And so how do we scale up this building millionaires? We've got to teach agents how to become investor friendly agents, like truly find the off market deals, truly teach them how to raise the capital, to create a financing, all of those things that we know as investors. If we can get the agent to do it for us, then all we got to do is show up. I guess all we got to do is have the guts to close, right? Flex your pen muscles, guys, gals. Get ready, get used to signing those closings, right? Those the checks, the signing, right? Oh, I sign away somebody else's money right now. Lock it down. Let's get it going. Claudia, go ahead.
I mean, like always, I'm grateful to be here every single moment. You guys are my tribe. Even though you don't know it, you are. Like a lot of people don't know it. Like I said before, I love you and Darina, like my heart to you. And everybody, Michael, I mean, he doesn't even know me either, but I love him and his wife and his family. I love you all guys. And I'm here, like Walter said, I'm here to help too. Hopefully millionaire soon. So I can help too. And blessings for 2023.
Did
Hell
you
yeah,
just say
let's-
hopefully? I'm sorry, Walter, you didn't say anything. Maybe I'm mistaken. Am I on the wrong channel? I'm just,
I need your help.
Handle it, Steven. But hell yes to the yeah.
I'm on my way to being a millionaire this year. So
Yeah.
I will be able to do the things that I said I was going to do.
Hey,
And I'll be on that stage. Is that what you said? I'm pretty sure I probably just misunderstood and I didn't hear it, but that's okay. I'm older. My hearing isn't so good from the working the rock concerts. So yeah.
Let's give Claudia a round of applause. If you know you're gonna be a millionaire, put those hands to the camera. Give her a big round of applause. So you gotta know it. You gotta own it. Like you put out the effort. Nothing will stop you. You get out of your comfort zone. You leverage up. And I'm not saying you work hard. I'm just saying you do the things that it takes to get there. Like if you have to speak to 100 millionaires to get somebody to invest in your business, suck it up, buttercup. Like just dig deep inside you and find the guts to send them text message, to make the phone call, to go have lunch with that human being and ask them how they did it. If that's what it takes, by the way, I'm telling you, that's what it takes. That's what it takes to be successful. That's what it takes to make $1 million is you got to go ask 100 millionaires what you should do and then do whatever they tell you. Ask 100 millionaires. And one of them was going to invest in you. Probably 10 of them will invest with you. Guaranteed. 10% of the people you talk to are going to invest with you. We know those numbers anyway from raising capital. 10% of the people I talk to are going to eventually invest with me. So are you talking to 10 people who make 30,000 a year, 40,000 a year? Or are you talking to 10 people who make $250,000 a year? Like do the math, right? You're talking to 100 people who are making 30,000, 40,000 a year. You're talking to 100 people making $1 million a year, or have a net worth of $1 million, or in $250,000 a year, 150,000 a year. Change who you talk to, right? Like Claudia is doing this year. She's going to build that list, right? That 100 millionaires list. She's going to contact those 100 millionaires, the 100 millionaires in her city. I showed everybody how to do it in the recession proof challenge, right? In the recession proof challenge, I showed everybody, here's how you find the landlords in your city, the biggest landlords in your city. You go pull their information from MLS. And then you send them a text that says, hey, I saw you. I'm so impressed with everything you've built. Can I take you out to lunch? This is the start. Hands care if you understand. This is the start. This is how you do it. Right. Now, if you're not doing it, keep showing up. Eventually I'll say something that inspires you, or I'll figure out a way to get you to do it. Maybe I'll just mind control your body for like 30 minutes and you'll wake up one day and just be like, oh my God, I texted all these rich people. What am I going to do now? Show up to lunch. Show up. Go ahead, Carlos. That oh my God, that's how we automate building millionaires, Ron. Did we get that technology yet? Go ahead, Carlos.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Can y'all hear me?
Loud and clear, brother.
Hey, how y'all doing out there, man? I just want to wish everybody a happy holidays, man. And just to speak on the simplify your life, one way I simplify my life is I like to talk to strangers. And what that allows me is it allows me to open up my network and it allows me to see what they're about, what kind of resources they have that I can possibly capitalize on or use them or help them. They can help me. So I like to talk to strangers wherever I go. Today I met a nice young man, 7 in the morning. I was out doing my little exercise, and I met a guy. He's a big caterer, does big events in Las Vegas, and I'm right. So I'm just adding him to my network. I'm adding him to my resources. And honestly, guys, I mean, I'm looking to have I'm looking to text message or get a millionaire mentor, and I'm looking to have lunch. Hey, lunch on me, and right, I put me in the game, coach. I'm ready to go.
Let's give
go,
Carlos a round of
right.
applause. What he just said, simplify your life. Stop doing shit that doesn't put you in front of new people. Get 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 in front of new people. And don't spend more than 30 minutes with that person, right? Like if you're in front of people for more than 30 minutes, you've wasted time. Like the efficiency is gone. And really you can spend 5 minutes and identify, is this person somebody I want to work with or not?
Right.
And if you're really good, you can figure it out in a text message, right? But you got to get their contact information, right? You got to get that efficiency. Start getting that efficiency in your life. Carlos is he's a great networker, man. I've hung with him at networking events. I know he knows how to move the room. Like it's fantastic.
Hey, listen, man. Michael Shine, get with me, man. Steve Beaver, get with me, guys. Come on, let's do it. Right. Larry, get with me, man. Right. I mean, I'm looking for it, man.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it is Christmas Eve. It is Christmas Eve. I'm going to tell you exactly what I told Dorina when she went to Russia. And now her Russian family, like they have a little bit of a different mindset from here in America. And also she grew up kind of, well, not rich. So their family still got a little bit of a different mindset. So what I'm telling you is you're spending time with your family this weekend. Love the heck out of them, the human being. Do not love their habits. Do not love their lifestyle. Do not love what they have in their lives, but love them. Show them love, communicate love, know their love languages, accept them. Don't try to change them. Remember, you're the one going through the change. Look, I'm the richest person in my family. Nobody in my family is trying to be rich like me. Nobody's trying to do the work I did. Nobody's trying to have the conversations I had. Nobody's trying to level up the way I did. And that's okay. I love them just the way they are. And because of that love, my brother now is trying to catch up. Not trying, he is catching up. Like he's learning, he's buying real estate, he's doing his things. But if you go in there trying to get everybody to like do what you're doing, you're gonna end up having a terrible time with your family, and that's not simplifying your life, right? The idea is to get through the next 2 days and being able to like check off on the box that you crushed it with your family. Like check off on the box that after these 2 days, your family's like, man, like I see Miguel, like I love Miguel more. I see Claudia, I love Claudia more. I see Tom, I see Mike, Luke, Steve, Thurbin, Todd, Carlos, Dorina, Ron. Like I'm just like, man, like I'm glad I spent some time with them today. Because if I ever have a question, I'm gonna ask them. And if it's about money, I'm definitely gonna ask them. Now, here's how you plant that seed. I love you. What are you up to? What are you doing? And if they ask you what you're doing, you tell them, I'm reading a book on investing. That's all you say. You say no more unless they ask you. Hint scan if you understand what I'm talking about. Because I know you are a little bit like me, where if you're like, what are you doing? You're like, oh my God, I'm like buying real estate. I'm doing all this stuff, I'm buying businesses, I'm investing. And they're going to feel less. They're going to feel inferior. They're going to feel like they can't relate to you. They're going to feel like you're obsessed with money, like all these things. So your secret trick this weekend, as you're serving your family, spend time with your family, embracing, enjoying your family, talk about whatever they want to talk about. Like you got all year to hang with us, to share what you're investing in, to talk about your deals, to talk about your strategies. Like in this community, we love talking about it. That's what we're for, right? It's to level you up, grow you, be your tribe. Your family's job is just to love you and be loved by you. So this weekend, as you're going out there and you're spending some time with them, remember from the heart, like appreciate if they're watching, if they're like your nephews or nieces or grandkids are growing like ants in an ant farm, you fucking love ants in the ant farm, right? Like, do they have names, right? You figure it out. You like dive into the conversation. If your sister-in-law or your brother-in-law or your brother or sister are like getting into this TV show, Game of Thrones, then you just be like, yo, I haven't seen it, but like, tell me about it. why is it so good? What is your favorite part? Why do you love it? Hands can, if you know what I'm talking about. If your brother-in-law is like, oh man, the football game, the game's on, we gotta go watch the game. Sometimes it's your sister who wants to watch the game. I don't know, but like, if they're into the game, you're into the game. Go make the popcorn, right? Grab the nachos, grab the dip, like figure it out and enjoy them. And if you can't enjoy what they're watching or doing, ask them how, right? Sometimes like Dorina loves going for walks, so she loves like seeing scenery. And like, I'll be real, I'm not a scenery person. I'm not a very visual person. So I'll sit there with her and I'll be walking and I'm thinking about business, but I know that's inefficient for the moment. So I'll just ask her, like, babe, tell me what you're seeing. Explain the beauty to me. Like, we're here, you're seeing buildings and trees and shit. Like what is it about all of this, right? Hand scan, if you understand what I'm talking about, you're connecting with this, you can do this, right? We got 2 days to play. We got 2 days to really throw in our best effort with our families to make sure that because when they go through a struggle, hands can, if you want to be the one they call, right? The one they look for advice, right? The one that they're like, what do I do? How do I do this, right? Because you're the one who's doing all the personal development today that one day they're going to need. You're the one that they're going to lean on one day because today you're doing the work, right? I know if my family goes and uses anybody else in real estate, I'd be fucking shocked because I did such a good job letting them know that this is what I do. If my family, see, do not allow the possibility for somebody to go use somebody else for the thing that you do. And Scan, if you commit, if you got the greatest product on the planet, your family, your friends better be buyers. If you got the greatest thing, if you're selling the greatest thing on the planet, then your family and your friends better be invested with you. I've said this many times. I've raised capital from my family because I believe in what I'm investing in. Right? I believe that I pay out a great return. And so I make sure my family is invested in my deals. If they're really family, if I really care about them, if they're really my friends, I contact them. I'm like, yo, I got a deal. You want to get in? And if they don't get in, I feel like I let them down because I know the quality of my investments. And I know the quality of their investments. And if like they don't have a better investment, it's my job to keep being like, are you sure now? But have you considered it? Because this is the superior investment. And if you understand, you got to believe in what you're doing so much that you sell it to your friends and family. Go ahead, Mike.
I get exactly what you're saying, Walter, but I find that there's an added benefit. So you go and you talk to these people, but I'm a real believer in that the universe brings people in front of you for amazing reasons. So what I've noticed is that every time I've done that, maybe I'm not interested or I don't feel like talking to someone, but by the time the conversation's over, there is just something that is magical that has happened. Either they introduce me to somebody or they are interested in something I'm interested in, and I swear going in, I was like, oh, this is a waste of my time. But then the universe is magical. So you enjoy your family, and I bet you magical things will come from it. Yes.
100%. Let's give Mike Shine a round of applause. That is the truth. That is the truth. Understand, you got the most powerful receiver of information in your brain. You've got this thing is the craziest piece of technology that walks the planet. You can go into a conversation with a janitor and pick up a snippet of how to get rich. I have. Right, the person serving the slop at Taco Bell will say something about the company. They're like, oh yeah, the manager did this, and I'm like, why did the manager do that? Right? What is it that headquarters is saying to the manager that's saying to the employee that's making this action happen? And Scam, if you understand, it doesn't matter who you're talking to. If you're talking to your family, something will come up. Something. Go ahead, Thurbin.
Yeah, so I don't know. I've been pondering this question while we were on the call. So I was like, what would you say?
You got my interest.
Yeah, no. So what would you say to someone who's like trying to every year has been the same prior to like this point, you want that breakthrough. So like, how do you brainwash yourself to go where you want to go, like where you haven't been?
Thurbin, welcome to the Thunderdome. This is the game, my friend. You're changing the thermostat, right? You're looking to hot wire the car. You're looking to get in there and rewire the CPU. Hypnosis, my friend. positive affirmations and hypnosis. If you want the secret hack that we use, that me, Mike, Steven, my business partners, we use to level ourselves up, is hypnosis. It goes right into your subconscious mind and reprograms, because the results you're getting are due to the thoughts you're having, and the thoughts you're having are due to the they create actions, right? Thoughts lead to feelings, feelings lead to actions, actions lead to results. And so if you can change how you feel, how you think about things, then it will change how you feel about things, which will dictate you taking actions on things. So you got to trick the pony almost. You got to trick your mind into doing the right thing every time so that the result comes out the right thing. So the way to do that is first identify the right actions you want to be taking. And then you identify the right feelings that would be necessary to get those actions. And then you identify the thoughts you must have in order to inspire those feelings. And then you create a hypnosis for yourself that inspires those thoughts. When life happens, you take this action. So a thought, here's one. Simplest program. You can do this today. You make human eye contact with somebody, you smile. Instant improvement in quality of life. You make eye contact with another human being, smile, and I guarantee an upgrade in life. I guarantee an increase in satisfaction. So reprogramming your brain while you're sleeping. You get 8 hours of sleep, leverage it, use it. Listen to the hypnosis that Mike Shine was sharing earlier. It is large sums of money. Large sums of money flow to me easily in multiple streams of income that I get to use freely and joyously for the benefit of myself and others.
It's in the chat. The link is in the chat, and the actual affirmation is in the chat. If you don't want to do 8 hours overnight, you can. There is another one by Brian Scott, same title, which is only 30 minutes long. But I listen to it. I have these flat headphones that I bought, acoustic sheep, so that I can lie on a pillow. And 8 hours of this, sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night and turn it off. But geez Louise, money is just flowing to me since I started listening to this. It's amazing. I'm blown away.
And it's not just listening. Mike is believing it.
Yes.
So Thurman,
link.
I just dropped it again.
Yeah, I downloaded it earlier.
Listen to it. Like, downloading it doesn't get you points. Listen to it. Listen to it for 30 days at night. And here's the point. You don't need sleep as much as you think you need sleep. And the other side to this is, you listen to this, you're not going to lose sleep for more than 3 days. Do it at night. Listen to it all night long for the first 3 days, and then do it for the next 27 days. Here's what you're going to find. Anxiety will come to you. Anxiety will wake you up in the middle of the night. Anxiety will come and stress you out in your life, because anxiety is a sign that you're changing something. If you're waking up peaceful, you had a wonderful night of sleep every night, then nothing is changing in your life. If every day you wake up and you're like, oh, I feel relaxed, then nothing is changing. You're having a relaxing day. Right, go ahead, Carlos.
Oh yeah, Thurman, just to speak on that, man. What I like to do, I like to get out of my comfort zone. That's a good way to level up. Let me tell you something, brother. As long as you stay comfortable where you at, you ain't gonna level up, because you ain't gonna want to. You start doing things that you uncomfortable doing, you're just going to find yourself leveled up automatically, just because you're going outside of your bubble, outside of your circle. And I would challenge you just to pick one small thing a day that you're not comfortable doing and do it. Regardless of what it is, regardless if it's interacting with other people, if it's something small in your house, whatever you are not comfortable doing, I challenge you to do it. Something small, make a small goal every day to do that. And when you look back, you're going to see how far you came, my man. Trust me.
Yep.
100%.
To go on a little bit of different road that Walter did, but people may not have realized. You asked the wrong question, Thurman. You asked how do I get people to do this? That's not the right question. The right question is, what system do I need to get or learn to get this result? And so here's the reason that it's important is, Thurman, we don't know what you know. We don't know your people. We don't need to. You already know the answer. You just don't know it because you haven't got the right system to figure out that answer. So what Walter did was he ignored your question and answered the one that you really needed to hear. All right, which was one of his brilliant things that he always does. But your question was valid. Don't get me wrong; it was the right heart. And this is why most people fail: is they don't know how to ask the right questions, and then on top of that, they don't have the right system to accomplish that goal. So, good job, Thurman, on asking the wrong question so that we could all learn about how to write the right one. And I will say that, that remember, the brain does one thing better than anything else in the universe that we know of so far, and that's problem solve. So anytime that you have a question and you don't know the system, you don't know what to ask, then ask it in the form of a question. Why do I always keep getting these deals? Why do I always get those 10 things that was put in the chat? Why does that always happen to me? And the brain subconsciously, because 95% of you are controlled by the subconscious, will start trying to figure it out because it says, oh shit, I need to know this. And it will figure it out. And then you've got to pay attention to what the brain is saying. No, don't turn left, turn right. And you don't know why, but just trust that's going to happen.
100%. Stephen, by the way, big round of applause. Nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. Like Thurman, you have what Stephen was just saying is you have this powerful tool. And I read this from Andrew Carnegie. So Andrew Carnegie, on his office, up on his wall, up on the top part of his office on the wall, he had words. If you look at his office in his house and you go back to pictures, I searched all over the internet to find all the pictures from Andrew Carnegie's house, and his office was the one that fascinated the most. He had up on the top of his wall, all nobility is within. And what that meant was all the answers are within. All the answers, everything that you seek is inside of you. And so, like, one of my affirmations is I have the answer inside of me already. I already know the answer, and I'm just listening to it. Like, now I'm just asking the right question. Because you have all the answers inside of you already. You have, like, come on, man. You've read almost 300 books, or almost 400 books. So I know you have the knowledge. If there was one book that I could give you to get you to millionaire 5 million, 10 million, it would be Think and Grow Rich. If I were to say there's a book that really defines how to get rich, like what to do to get rich, it truly is Think and Grow Rich. It is the burning desire. It comes down to how bad you want it. If I were to distill it all down, I've read everything. Not everything, but I've read a lot of books on the subject. I've made a lot of money, and my mentors and coaches all agree to the same thing. How bad do you want it? And the way you get yourself to want it, we use hypnosis as the quick result to the point, like to speed up the process. But the more crazy you can get, like the more intense you can get, like an affirmation that I use or a contemplation that I use, you might want to write this down. Necessity is relative. Necessity is relative. If you can get your mind to believe you need it, like not need, but like have it, like it is absolutely undeniably a thing that you own. It is yours, right? Beyond any kind of reasonable level of energy. Like I know for certain every Saturday I will fucking be here. Like that is undeniable. Every Saturday, my team will be driving people who are mindset focused on abundance, wealth building, serving others, doing things legally, morally, ethically. Like every Saturday, that's who will be on this call. And if somebody is not of that mindset, we'll get rid of them. I know that. Hence, Karen, if you know, like that's true. You've seen it every Saturday consistently. That's my mindset. Every day I wake up with a solution to building millionaires. Every day my team implements something into place. I know that. I also know that if I'm in a conversation with you, you and I are going to solve something. We're going to figure something out. We're going to level up in some level. I know that that's like the core of who I am. So Thurman, there are things that you believe on that level of intensity that you have. That's your life, right? That's your life. You look around, this is what you believe in. Right? I know for sure I'll be in the gym tomorrow. I might even be in the gym later today. Like that's a certainty of mine, which is why I got these, right? I got something, the result, because I know for certain where I'm going, like how I'm going to get there. That makes sense? So
Perfect.
Necessity is relative. Burning desire as if you just have to, like, you have to go do the action because it's who you are, right? It's the core of your essence. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, it does, because I noticed, like, with reading, like, when I read 107 books this year, like, I had it, like, in my mind, like, this is gonna happen, like, I'm gonna read 100 books, and then
Because you're a reader,
gonna follow. Like, yeah, it's
right?
just a belief
You
system.
woke up in the morning, you're like, I got a system for reading. I'm a reader. I read 107 books. Like, this is what I do. Every day you knew that. You knew that about you, right? Now I'm asking that you know you're a millionaire. I'm asking that you understand that you're somebody who's built the wealth, right? Maybe you can convince yourself, oh, it's been robbed from me or got took from me or whatever. Like, I robbed myself of it, whatever. But now I'm taking it back. It's mine. I'm bringing it back into my life. I'm bringing the income back into my life. I'm bringing the relationships that bring the income. And when you wake up in the morning, you're like, oh my God, where are my relationships? They're not here. You fucking look for them, right? That intensity drives, like, imagine you got to go to Taco Bell, like, story of my life. You got to go to Taco Bell and, like, it's 14 minutes away. So you need the car, right? Otherwise it's 45 minutes away. And I can't find my keys. I'm going to find my fucking keys because I'm hungry, right? I'm getting Taco Bell. I got a limited amount of time. I'm going to find my keys fast. I'm going to start flipping out. I'm going to start yelling. I'm going to ask the one other human being in my house, like, where are the keys at? You know, where are they at? Now, fortunately, because I got great systems, my keys are always in the same exact place every single day, every single time. So I never have these challenges. But here's the point. In your life, if something wasn't right where it belonged, instantly something fires in your brain to figure it out. Who's felt that panic, that intensity, that frustration? That's because it belonged somewhere. You set in your mind that it belonged there, and you woke up, and if it wasn't there, you went and you found it. The human brain, what Stephen was just talking about, is the most magical, beautiful, powerful piece of processing equipment on this planet. When you decide, Thurman, that it is yours, when you decide, then you take the right actions. It is not I hate when coaches are like, it's about taking action. That's not about taking action. It's about you deciding you're worthy and you deciding that's who you are, and then you go and fucking get it. That's it. Now, when you know that you are worthy and that's who you are, that's when you get really valuable to me, because then you start asking me the right questions. Then you start asking me, like, hey, who do you know who's got this? Hey, I'm looking to go get this right now. Like, specifically, can you connect me with that person? Does that make it sense?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Awesome. Let's give Thurman a round of applause. Thurman, does that make sense, brother? You get this?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I've felt like, because I have this problem, like, after all the books I've read, like, I've had this consistent thought with myself, like, all right, like, how to invest, like, what, like, because after a while you read all these books, everything sounds the damn same. I'm just being honest.
Because it's a principle. It is the same.
It's
They're
just
the
like,
same book.
yeah, it's just like, I just felt like a part of it's just not, like, clicking for me on some level, like, here, I guess. So that's the part I'm working on.
So
Can I get religious for just a second?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
So now I've talked about this, and it's a little bit controversial, but everybody, and I've said it before, I'll say it again, but then I'm going to talk about why it works. Everybody thinks that you need to be smart. You need to learn something. Then you need to learn, after you learn something, then you need to take action on that thing. They think that when you're learning, that'll build your confidence to the level that you can take action. And I disagree with that. And then when you take that action, finally you get the desired result. And they think taking that action will give you more confidence. And I disagree with that. The only thing that gives you confidence is the result that you wanted. And then you're like, holy shit, this really does work, right? Okay, so the problem is we study. We take actions that don't work, and then we finally drop off. We never get the result. And the reason that the people that succeeded was for no other reason, but they just had faith. And they just kept going. And they said, you know what? I'm just going to do this. And you read 10% of the time, you take actions 90% of the time, and you don't care about the action. You don't pay attention to the action. You pay attention to the result that you're getting from that action. And that result will tell you what actions you need to take, and those actions doing good, bad, or indifferent will tell you what you need to learn. So it's reverse pyramid thought there. All right. So don't worry. So I just had a conversation with another alchemist person and they were like, I need to do this. I need to do that. And I'm like, no, you just need to do, this is the desired outcome, right? Pay attention, Steve Covey, begin with the end in mind. Pay attention to the result that you want and you will get there. If you pay attention to where New York is on the street and how to get there, you will get to New York. But if you don't, any road will lead you there. It's going to take you a shit ton longer.
And I have to apologize, Thurban. Part of the challenge with how you met me and how everybody in this community met me is I use information marketing. That is how I attract you in. I teach you, I say, hey, I'm going to teach you the strategy to become rich. And I start with tactic, because that's what your mind wants. That's what your mind is seeking. That's what you're looking for. But when you start shifting over to results, you actually just want to get rich. That's where I'm actually able to move you forward. That's where we actually are able to do something. So the reason we teach tactics is so that like you have a safe place to come and learn and like become, but like the actual success comes from inside here, wanting a result, a specific result. When you're unrelenting about the result, your life will change. And now the emotion you just talked about, I think this is very important for all of us on the call, but especially the men. I'm going to say this specifically to the men. We're taught in society to be logical. We're taught in society to use our brains and not our emotions, not think with our hearts, not be passionate about things. Unfortunately, if you're not passionate about something, it doesn't sustain very long. So society has a bunch of men running around who are very smart, very logical beta males who just don't have any actual ambition in life. And so they're wondering why they don't have what they want because they're so smart and they can figure out all the different reasons why they don't have what they want. Instead of tapping into their emotions and saying, you know what? Illogically, I am passionate about getting what I want. I cannot quantify the amount of passion I have and the desire that I have to have this thing. And it is completely illogical. I just want it because I want it. And when you tap into that emotion, that's when you become truly effective at manifesting. That's when you become truly effective at getting what you want. Ask Dorina why she loves horses. She won't be able to logically tell you, but she will own a fucking horse because she loves them. Go ahead, Mike.
So the guru, the master, the one who's read millions of books is in the kitchen here. And she said she agrees with Stephen, but she just wanted to add that make sure that you're on a high vibe, that you're feeling good, that you're happy, that because enjoy what you're doing. You know, even if it's a journey, enjoy it, and that will attract more and more. So be on that high vibe. And that makes a difference.
So happiness comes before success. She is absolutely 110% right. If you know me, I don't believe in 110%, but that I'm going to go ahead and go on a limb on.
And I'm sorry. Yep. No, keep going.
You can't buy happiness, but you can buy riches with happiness.
Yeah,
positivity brings profitability. It's right there.
I just want to point out that I've been listening to a lot of Esther Hicks and Abraham recently, and it was really kind of a switch for me because you have the happiness first or the high vibe first, and then all the things are attracted to you, not the other way around. Not I become a billionaire and then I'll be happy. It's you become happy and then billionaire comes to you. So just find something in your life. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a puppy. Maybe it's going for a jog, whatever gets you on that high vibe, start with that. Yeah. Oh, and also I wanted to point out, raise my hand, because I did put in 3 videos. I put in the 8-hour Brian Scott one. I put in the 3-minute You Are Creators, the Golden Sea visualization. It's so short. Listen to it every day. It's amazing. And then the third one is Doxy's wealth meditation. They are all really, really awesome.
They are fantastic. They work for us. Now listen to what I'm saying. That's a couple of pentamillionaires on our way to be decamillionaires saying that this is what works for us. If you're stupid enough to not go follow this strategy, that's on you. Like if you're afraid to go and spend an hour listening to 3 videos a day, fuck you, fuck your success. You don't deserve it. And hands to camera if you understand what I'm telling you right now. Like if you're like, oh, that one won't work for me, you're an idiot. That like in Thurman, I am not speaking to you. I'm speaking to everybody else who's not going to do this because I know how you are. I know. Thurman's like, if I tell him like, go watch a video, go read a book, like go write down this thing, like it gets done. It's never a question with Thurman.
Right.
So here's my point to the people who are like, oh, I'm too good to watch these videos. Enjoy being broke. Like fucking enjoy it. Like because that's what you're saying, right? Like when you're saying, oh, well, that doesn't work on me. Good. Enjoy it. Like you don't want it to work on you. Have fun. Have a blast. Here's what I'll tell you. It worked on a pentamillionaire, works on another pentamillionaire. I use it within my community, within my business partners. I require my business partners to listen to this stuff. Otherwise, I won't do business with them. Does that make sense? Hands care if you're understanding it. Right? Because we're looking to get to another level. And I can't if somebody's slowing me down. If somebody's trying to stay small, if they're trying to only make 30,000 that year or 50,000 that year, or they only want to make 100 grand that year. It's like, whoa, fuck, like the goal. It has to move. It has to, because I can't, if we're partners, your income level is tied to my income level. And so I want you wanting more. Otherwise, we're going to have to abolish the partnership and adjust the percentages. Don't worry, Frank, you're in with us. We know you're leveling up. Watch these videos. It's funny because we were on a call yesterday with Alchemist Financial. Frank was like, I don't know, man, like I'm not on that level with you guys, but here's what I know about Frank. He's ready to be. Frank is a spender. So money comes in, he finds a way to use money, right? Right, Frank? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. I don't mind. I love spenders because spenders earn money. They appreciate money. They enjoy money. It's the savers I have a little bit of a harder time with, but I will say savers, we make great investors. I'm also a saver myself. So I'm a reformed saver. I know when to spend. I know when to invest. I know when to save. So
Circulate the money. Circulate the
Right.
money.
you got to
Right.
move it. You got to
Right.
move it.
Right.
If the money's not moving, it gets
Right.
stagnant, right? It's like milk in the fridge, right? You don't leave it in there forever. Like you got to rotate it out. Drink the one in the front.
Oh, fuck. God.
Yo, Merry Christmas, Thurman. What a great question. I couldn't have asked for a better question to end on. Mike Shine, Steve, Carlos, Claudia, everybody who contributed. Thank you for your shares today. Thank you for your shares throughout the year. Everybody who's contributed in the past. If it wasn't for you, I see my millionaires on the call. I see Brian Mazzilli's here, Doreen's here, Mike's here. Ron is here. Mitch was here earlier. A lot of millionaires on the call. Steve is there, on his way there, close, really close. Roger Andrews is here. I forgot. Now, if your camera's not on, I don't see you. But like for my millionaires who I do know, I know your net worths. Like, let's give them a big round of applause. They're amazing. Thanks to them hanging out with us, asking them questions. They're answering questions. They're letting people invest in their deals. They're giving people opportunities. It really makes it a lot easier for us all to level up as a team, as a community. And what I want for you this year, I want you to have what you're looking for. Fortunately, what I know about you this year is you're going to get that no matter what. So what I really want is for you to level up what you're looking for. I really want you to actually want that $1 million. I want you to actually want $10,000 passive income. I want you to actually desire, as if it's yours, the legacy wealth that you and your family deserve. I want you to believe it. I want you to fight for it. I want you to do whatever it takes to get there, as long as you do it morally, ethically, and legally.
Right.
Here's to your success. When you have a choice, always work with the best. Merry Christmas.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank
Merry
you,
Christmas
guys.
to you all.
Thank you. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Michael,
Thank
for
you.
reaching out. Stephen, I set a
Happy
date on
holidays,
your
everyone.
calendar.
Awesome.
Merry Christmas.
Mike, I got your number. I'm gonna send
Merry
you a
Christmas.
Hey, I
Okay,
put you
Carlos.
up on
Yes, Michael.
Nation.
Nice.